Hello students who are virtual. This is Mrs. Tanga. So what we're going to do since you guys are not in class is I'm going to go and perform the lab for you, but you need to do all the analysis and the writing of the lab report. So for the sample lab that we have, we are going to be doing a density lab. What is density? So for you to be able to write your background and introduction, if you look at the instruction sheet on the assignment, it will tell you the information you need to research so that you may be able to talk about that on your introduction in your sample lab report. Now, the main purpose that we're going to be doing, the main purpose of our lab is to figure out how mass affects the density of an object. So what we're going to do is we are going to go and find the volume and the mass of 5 different objects. And then what we're going to do is using the information found there, we are going to go and calculate the density. And the formula is on the worksheet that you have. All right, so let's go and do this. All right, so I chose 5 objects right here. So I chose copper. All right, I have iron. Okay, as you can see here, there's iron. I have poplar. I have acrylic. And I have nylon. Okay, so I want you to write down all 5 of those on your paper. Okay, so again, I have copper, I have iron, okay, I have nylon, acrylic, and poplar, which is wood. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go and try and figure out what their density are based on their mass and their volume. Okay, so all 5 objects are literally the same size and shape. Okay, so what's interesting is because they're all the same size and shape, what we're gonna do is we're gonna just measure the volume of one of these, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna use that volume for each of the 5 objects. So the only thing that might vary would be the mass. Okay, all right, so make sure you create a table with all 5 objects, and remember, as I mentioned before, the volume for each one would be the same because their shape are literally the same. Okay, so if I go and take a ruler, as you can see, I know it's a paper ruler, but it's still a ruler. I'm going to measure this in centimeters. Okay, so this is going to be in centimeters. So if I do that, all I need to do is I'm going to go and measure. Okay, so I'm gonna measure one side, and that's roughly about 2.5 centimeters. So make sure you write the data. Okay, so one side is 2.5 centimeters. So the formula to find the volume of a cube specifically, all right, let me go and write that. So volume would be equal to the side to the power of 3. So it looks like that. Okay, so to find the volume, we need to cube that side. And we know that RS is equal to 2.5 centimeters. Okay, so as you can see 2.5. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna cube that. So what that means is you put it on your calculator or manually. So that's 2.5 times 2.5 times 2.5. Okay, just like that. You calculate that. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it's gonna be 15.625 centimeters cube. That's your unit of measurement. Okay, so for the volume for each of your object, all 5 will be the same, 15.625 centimeters cube. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna go and get our masses. That way we can continue and figure out our density. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the mass of each of the object. The unit of measurement of this will be in grams. Now I apologize if it's a little shaky. I don't have a stand, so I'm using my hand to stabilize the camera. All right, let's do this. So let's start with copper. So if we go and put this in, we can see that the mass of copper is 139.9 grams. Okay, so write that down your table. 139.9 grams. Okay, let's take that out. Let's move to the next one. Let us try iron. Alright, so if I put iron right here, our mass is 126.0 grams. Okay, so again, 126.0 grams. Next, let's do nylon. Nylon has a mass of 18.6 grams. Again, 18.6 grams. Next, poplar. Okay, poplar has a mass of 10.2 grams. Okay, then finally, acrylic. Acrylic has a mass of 19.3 grams. 19.3 grams. Alright. So to find the density for each of the object, what we're going to do is we're going to use a formula. So the formula should be on the instruction sheet. So it's going to be, alright, I'm going to show it to you. Okay. Alright, here we go. So this is the formula. Density is equal to mass divided by the volume. So you should have your mass now on your paper because we took it. And if you remember, our volume will be constant. It will all be 15.625 centimeters cubed for each of your objects. So literally, to find the density of each of the object, you're just gonna go and write the mass that we took, divide it by the volume, and that's your answer. Okay? So your main goal for this lab is to find a relationship between mass and density. If your mass goes up, what happens to your density? If your mass goes down, what happens to your density? Okay, so that's what we're doing. Okay, that's what you're going to be doing for your lab. Now, as for the lab report, you need to make sure you show your calculations and you show your tables and you show a graph. Alright, and if you want to find the rubric and the format of the lab report, it will be on Blackboard under topics on chemistry, and then you will see it there. It says on the first, I think it's the first topic, laboratory safety and equipment or laboratory skills. Check out that file so you know exactly how to write. So for this lab, what I'm going to be grading is your sample lab report. I want to make sure if you are able to write a lab report, okay? So if you have any questions, go message me on Blackboard or on Teams and I will try and assist you. So I hope that this simple lab demonstration will be helpful for you as you write your lab report. Have a good day.